Welcome to Reflect with Ed Fassio. Get ready to experience one of the world's first 100% digitally generated podcasts, where we take a step back, dive deep, and strive to learn new things. Join us as we unpack thought-provoking ideas, personal reflections, and inspiring stories to help you stay in the know. Reflect is brought to you by the minds at ByteBrain and powered by emerging technologies from Google, HeyGen, OpenAI, and 11 Labs. Thanks for tuning in. Now, relax and prepare to reflect.
Welcome to Reflect, one of the world's first 100% AI-generated podcasts. Today, we're diving into xenotransplantation.
Oh, yeah.
You've shared some seriously interesting articles on this, and I'm ready to get my learn on.
It's a hot topic right now with all the breakthroughs. We're talking about
No kidding.
potentially solving the global organ shortage, which is
Huge.
pretty big deal.
Mind-blowing to think we could be on the verge of growing organs in animals to save human lives. But before we get into all that,
Sure.
let's set the stage.
Okay.
You, the listener, are facing a problem. A huge problem.
No.
The global organ shortage. People are dying every single day because there just aren't enough organs to go around.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn tragedy.
It is. In the U.S. alone, 17 people die each day waiting for a transplant.
Oh, wow.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh.
Thousands more never even make it onto the waiting list.
Okay, so the situation is dire,
It is.
but then comes this crazy idea.
Yeah.
What if we could get organs from animals? Enter xenotransplantation, the science of transplanting organs from one species to another. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie,
It does.
but it's becoming a reality.
It's becoming reality, and when you think about it, it makes sense. We already use animal tissues in humans
right.
for things like heart valves and skin grafts. So xenotransplantation is really the next logical step.
Right, so it's not completely out there.
Right.
But I gotta ask, why pigs? Why not monkeys or something closer to us on the evolutionary tree?
Yeah, so that's a good question. It turns out that pigs are actually a really good match for humans in terms of organ size and function. Plus, they breed quickly.
Okay.
And we already have a lot of experience with pig genetics.
So it's all about practicality.
Because
And I guess a pig kidney is probably ready a hell of a lot faster than a chimpanzee kidney, right?
Exactly. Plus, there's the historical precedent. Back in 1964, a chimpanzee heart was transplanted into a human patient, but it failed within hours because it was just too small to support human circulation.
Damn. So size really does matter. But you mentioned pig genetics. We're not talking about just grabbing a heart from your average farm pig, are we?
Oh, hell no. These are some seriously high-tech pigs. Scientists are using CRISPR technology to edit their genes and make their organs more compatible with humans.
Okay, hold up, CRISPR. For our listeners who aren't science nerds like us, what the hell is CRISPR?
Okay, so CRISPR, imagine a pair of tiny, super precise scissors that can cut and paste DNA. That's basically what CRISPR is. It allows scientists to make very specific changes to an organism's genes.
So they're basically custom designing these pigs to grow organs that our bodies won't reject. That's some next level shit.
It is. They've made 10 gene edits so far. 4 pig genes have been knocked out to reduce the chance of rejection and control organ growth.
Okay.
And get this, they've actually added 6 human genes.
With human genes in a pig. Now that's just messing with my brain a little. Why add human genes?
It's all about tricking the human immune system. By adding human genes, scientists are creating a sort of camouflage for the pig organ. The body is less likely to recognize it as foreign and attack it.
So it's like giving the pig organ a human disguise. Sneaky.
Yes.
But speaking of sneaky,
Yeah.
what about those pig viruses everyone's freaking out about? The PRVs.
Right. Porcine endogenous retroviruses.
Yeah.
It's a valid concern for sure.
Yeah.
But scientists are taking it seriously. The specific PRV that was a major worry, PRVC, has been bred out of these pigs. And they're rigorously tested to make sure they're PRV-free.
Okay, so they're being super careful.
Very.
But even with all these precautions, I can't help but think about the ethics of all this.
Yeah.
Is it right to use animals as organ factories?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there are a lot of other ethical considerations, too. We'll definitely need to delve into those.
Yeah, we're going to have to unpack that whole ethical can of worms.
Yes.
But before we go there,
Sure.
let's talk about the breakthroughs.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that this isn't just sci-fi anymore.
What kind of progress have they actually made?
Oh, man, things are moving fast. In 2023, a team at NYU Langone Health managed to keep a pig kidney functioning in a human body for over a month.
A whole month. Holy shit.
It is. And then just last year, Massachusetts General Hospital went a step further. They actually transplanted a genetically modified pig kidney into a living patient.
Hold the phone. They actually put a pig kidney into a person.
Uh-huh.
And they survived.
Yep. And they did another successful pig heart transplant at the University of Maryland Medical Center in 2023.
Wow.
We're not talking theory anymore.
Wow.
This is real life.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. This is some serious Black Mirror shit going on here.
Right. It's both incredibly exciting and a little terrifying.
Yeah.
The potential is enormous,
Yeah.
but there are definitely some big questions we need to answer.
No kidding. So we've got this incredible scientific advancement that could potentially save countless lives.
Yeah,
But it also raises a whole bunch of ethical questions.
for sure.
This is going to be a juicy discussion. It is. Get ready to dive deep, folks, because this is where it gets really interesting.
You got it.
Okay.
And for you listening, stick around because we're about to unpack the ethical dilemmas of xenotransplantation.
Yeah.
It's going to be a wild ride.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
All right, let's unpack these ethical dilemmas. Where do we even begin?
Well, we just talked about these genetically modified pigs, right?
Right.
CRISPRing the hell out of them
Yes.
to make their organs more human-like.
Yeah.
That's got to raise some eyebrows.
Yeah, tampering with nature
Yeah.
is a big concern for a lot of people.
Right.
Some folks argue that we're playing God,
Oh, yeah.
messing with the natural order of things.
Yeah, I can see that point.
Yep.
It's kind of like, who the hell are we to be rewriting the genetic code?
Yeah.
But then again,
Right.
we've been modifying animals for centuries
Exactly.
through selective breeding.
Yeah.
We've created dog breeds that look like furry little aliens, for crying out loud.
Exactly.
So is genetic engineering really that different?
It's a slippery slope argument for sure. Where do we draw the line? And then there's the whole issue of animal welfare.
Right, because let's be real, we're basically talking about turning pigs into organ factories.
Yeah.
Is that ethical?
It's a tough one. On the one hand, we're talking about saving human lives.
Right.
On the other hand, we're exploiting animals for our own benefit.
Yeah.
It's a classic moral dilemma.
And let's not forget about the potential risks
Yeah.
to the human recipients. We've talked about PRVs,
Right.
but are there other potential complications we haven't even considered yet?
Absolutely. We're still in the early stages here.
Yeah.
There could be long-term health issues that we don't even know about yet. Plus, there's always the chance that the animal organ won't function exactly the same way in a human body.
So it's not a guaranteed fix.
Yeah.
It's more like a potential solution.
Right.
With a whole bunch of unknowns.
Exactly. And that brings us to another important ethical consideration. Informed consent.
Right.
Patients need to be fully aware of the risks before they agree to a xenotransplantation.
Yeah.
We're talking about uncharted territory here.
Yeah. It's not like getting a heart valve replacement.
Yeah.
This is some seriously experimental stuff.
Right. And what about the psychological impact?
Well, yeah.
Imagine waking up from surgery and realizing you have a pig's heart beating in your chest. That's going to mess with your head a little, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're talking about a fundamental shift in self-identity.
Yeah.
Some people might be totally cool with it,
Right.
but others might struggle with feelings of alienation or disgust.
It's like, hey, doc, thanks for saving my life.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like a pig-man hybrid now.
Yeah, exactly.
Not exactly an ideal outcome.
No. And then there's the potential for societal stigma and discrimination.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Will people who receive animal organs be treated differently? Will they face prejudice?
It's like a whole new category of the other. And let's not forget about the potential for this technology to exacerbate existing healthcare disparities.
Yeah.
What's to stop this from becoming a treatment only for the wealthy? That's a huge concern. We need to make sure that xenotransplantation is accessible to everyone, not just those who can afford it.
Right. Because the last thing we need is another reason for the rich to live longer and healthier lives, while the rest of us are stuck waiting for a human organ that may never come.
Exactly. So, as you can see, there are a lot of ethical considerations to grapple with,
Yeah.
and there are no easy answers.
It's a real ethical minefield, but at the end of the day, we have to weigh these concerns against the potential benefits.
Right.
We're talking about saving lives here.
Yeah.
People are literally dying while they wait for an organ transplant.
That's the harsh reality, and that's why this conversation is so important.
Yeah.
We need to find a way to balance the potential benefits of xenotransplantation with the ethical challenges it presents.
It's a tough balancing act,
Yes.
but it's a conversation we need to have. So what do you say, listeners? Are you ready to dive deeper into this ethical rabbit hole?
Because we're about to explore the potential impact of xenotransplantation on individuals and society as a whole.
Buckle up, Buttercup. It's about to get real. All right, listeners, we've talked about the science, we've dissected the ethics, but let's get real for a minute. What does all this actually mean for the people who are desperately waiting for a life-saving organ?
Well, it's like a light at the end of a very dark tunnel.
Yeah.
Imagine you're on dialysis, your life on hold,
Yeah.
hoping for a kidney.
Yeah.
That might never come.
Right.
Xenotransplantation could change everything.
It's like a second chance.
Yeah.
A whole new lease on life.
Right.
But we've been talking about organs in general.
Right.
What specific conditions could xenotransplantation actually address?
Well, right now, the focus is on the biggies, hearts, lungs, kidneys,
Yeah.
those vital organs that
Yeah.
keep us ticking. But down the line,
Yeah.
who knows? We could be talking about treating diabetes, Parkinson's disease, maybe even spinal cord injuries with animal cells and tissues.
Hold up. Are you telling me we could potentially cure Parkinson's with pig cells?
Potentially.
That's insane. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
We've got to be realistic about the risks too, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about PRVs and rejection.
Yeah.
What other potential complications could arise?
Well, we're in uncharted territory here.
Yeah.
One concern is that an animal organ might not function exactly the same way in a human body.
Right.
There could be unforeseen side effects, long-term health issues
Right.
we haven't even thought of yet.
Yeah.
It's a leap of faith, for sure.
A leap of faith with a pig organ.
Mhm.
Some people might not be down for that,
Yeah.
but for someone facing a life or death situation, wouldn't any risk be worth it?
It's a deeply personal choice.
Right.
And one that shouldn't be made lightly. Patients need the full picture.
Yeah.
The potential benefits, the very real risks, and they need serious support throughout the whole damn process.
Yeah.
This isn't a walk in the park.
Okay, so it's a big decision.
Yeah.
But we've talked a lot about the physical aspects.
Uh-huh.
What about the psychological side of things? How do you think receiving an animal organ would affect someone mentally and emotionally?
It's a mind trip, no doubt. Some people might embrace it,
Right.
see it as a sign of resilience, proof that we're all connected
Yeah.
in this crazy web of life. But others, they might struggle, feel alienated, even disgusted.
Dude, can you imagine telling your friends you've got a pig's heart beating in your chest?
Oh my God.
That's some serious conversation starter right there.
Yeah.
But seriously, it highlights how important mental health support is going to be for these patients.
Absolutely. We need to be ready to address the unique psychological challenges this technology brings up. And we can't ignore the potential for societal stigma. People can be assholes, let's be real.
Oof, tell me about it. But it's like any major medical advancement, right?
Yeah.
There's fear resistance at first, but then we learn more, see the positive impact and attitudes start to shift. Fingers crossed it happens here.
I hope so, because xenotransplantation has the potential to revolutionize medicine as we know it, alleviate suffering, extend lives,
Yeah.
give hope to millions.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
It's huge EE. So what's next? What are the key milestones we should be watching for in the coming years?
Well, more clinical trials for sure. We need more data, more evidence to see how this all plays out long term. And of course, the science keeps advancing. CRISPR is just the beginning. Who knows what crazy breakthroughs are around the corner?
Right, we're just scratching the surface here. It's exciting and scary all at the same time. We could be on the verge of a new era in medicine, one where animal organs are just a regular part of healthcare.
Wild, right?
Totally wild. It's a paradigm shift happening right in front of us.
So, listener, what's your take on all this? Is xenotransplantation a scientific miracle, an ethical nightmare, or maybe a little bit of both? It's a question worth thinking about.
Absolutely. As this field keeps developing, we all have a role to play. Stay informed, engage in the conversation, help shape the future of this crazy, potentially life-saving technology.
Well said. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the fascinating, freaky, and frankly mind-blowing world of xenotransplantation. We hope you learned a thing or two, maybe even had your assumptions challenged a bit. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and don't be afraid to question everything. And hey, maybe think twice before you order that bacon cheeseburger